Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Jesse Kirshbaum, founder of New Agency, to discuss what macro trends are going to impact culture, music, and marketing in 2024. Jesse, it's great to see you as always. Happy New Year and welcome back to Trade Talks.
Happy New Year. Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Jill.
You got it. We kind of tend to think about the macro and the econ when it comes to topics we discuss on Trade Talks, but I want to shift gears a bit and talk about the culture part of the macro themes that are going to impact us for 2024. I'm going to kick it off with the U.S. elections, which is clearly going to be a contentious topic for the remainder of this year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to dominate the news cycle. And from an entertainment perspective, it's going to be a huge spend in advertising, in culture, out of home events, music licensing. There's going to be probably the most money ever spent in the history of elections, all into this year's cycle. And so I think that's going to be a big opportunity for the entertainment space, and also just something to note because we're going to see it on social media and we're going to see it all across the board.
One thing I'm excited about is the Summer Olympics in Paris. We're seeing, certainly through COVID, how virtual experiences and other types of experiences are changing in massive live venue types of events. What are you excited about when it comes toward the Olympics?
It's going to be great to see the world come together. I think there's going to be fantastic performances. I think there's going to be new stars made. I think there's going to be a lot of coverage. Snoop Dogg was just announced last week. He's going to be a commentator for the Olympics. I think it's just going to be a big moment where the whole world will be watching, and it's going to be great to see the whole world come together to celebrate this. And in Paris, no less, which is just such a beautiful cultural renaissance city as well. So I think we're going to just have a major culture moment this summer where all the world will be together watching what happens at the Summer Olympics.
And one thing we talk about all the time here is inflation and the economy. How is that going to impact the culture and entertainment space?
It's going to affect the events. It's going to affect budgets. It's going to affect innovation. It's going to affect marketing spends. When it comes to where the economy sits, marketing is in a lot of ways, it's a necessity, but it's also a nice to have. When budgets are tight, innovation and marketing spends are looked at very carefully. Fortunately, I think we're going to see a year where there's going to be growth and a need to spend more when it comes to differentiation. So I think this is going to be a healthy year for events, for marketing, and for special projects in culture. And I think we're going to see, because of that, because of some of the economic factors, I think we're going to be able to see a healthy year for more events and more live experiences.
And of course, I have to ask you, artificial intelligence's impact on entertainment.
It's going to be massive. I think it's going to be all across the board. When we see creation of content, when we see creation of music, when we see now anybody can be a bedroom producer using new technology and essentially sound really well. It levels the baseline for entertainment and for artists and for amateur performers. It also is going to make content creation a lot easier, and it's going to make all facets of the live and entertainment and project management space more infinite. And I think we're unlocking the potential. But I think it's going to be a key theme all across the board this year, and almost revolutionize all facets of entertainment and culture.
Yeah, you and I have spoken about this before, Jesse. It really has been the genesis behind the content creator economy, which leads me to my next one. How about Apple's Vision Pro? What kind of impact is that going to have on virtual reality, augmented reality, and the metaverse in general?
Metaverse has kind of been a little out of vogue this year, or in 2023. And I think when Vision Pro hits, it's going to change the way we look at AR, VR, augmented reality. It's happening all across the board. Meta's doing it with their new Ray-Bans. I think this is going to be a huge year for Roblox. But what's happening with Apple and with Vision Pro is just going to open up doors to a consumer revolution when it comes to the metaverse and AR and VR. And I think once they open up the App Store and people start developing it for this world, that's when it open sources and creates this like creative haven for new consumer products and new consumer platforms built with Apple's new technology in mind.
And finally, I want to wrap up with Ozempic. I thought this was something interesting that you identified that's going to impact culture and entertainment trends for 2024. What do you think the mainstream impact is going to be from Ozempic and other related weight loss drugs?
Well, first of all, it's a marketing bonanza. We're going to see a lot of spends in terms of this. This is going to go from a Hollywood kind of hard to get your hands on, and also a kind of if you're sick and really needed it, from to more of a mainstream situation. I think that a lot of consumer products, maybe in the kind of processed food realm or in the not so healthy space, is going to see a little bit of a decline as more and more people are focused on being healthy and being trim. And I think what we're going to see is a new look, a new style, a new fashion based around this Ozempic era, where people are going to be more trim, more healthy, more fashion, more health focused, and more conscious around that. So I think Ozempic really allows the world to be more, or at least whoever's got access to this, to be more trim. And I think that that's going to affect all facets of style, entertainment, and kind of the collective consciousness. And I also think it's going to affect brands and brand marketing. I just think we're going to see a big lean into the positive effects of what Ozempic can cause.
All right. Appreciate the insight as always, Jesse. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.